even have Palace, but I doubt you're getting Test Track and Neox Factory in this lobby. Let's do it, Blank, as we have our game on the way.
I bet they are. I think they're giving it to him again.
I'm gonna disagree.
You think that's not allowed?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. It would be cool though. It would be a really nice thing for the teams to have done. Like I said, it's nice charity work. You let Everlong play where they want. But we are heading straight into this one. Bit of a northern plane on this game. Slightly more difficult to get down towards that south side. So playing over towards the Barrens on the north. A little less pretty. I don't like playing up there. I don't even like going up there.
Bit sandy.
Bit ugly.
Is it sand or is it just dead grass?
It's just dirty. Yeah.
Not like that.
But not like, but it's just like dirt. It's very dirty.
Okay. Well, as you said, with that slightly northern lean on the playing path, yeah, for teams like Virtus Pro, right, wanting to go down to Hongshan, they've got a little bit more of a trek to be able to get that things going. I do wonder, for No Slack as well, where the circle's going to end up popping, because when you're a very west-leaning team, oh dear me, it's Test Track and Neox.
Yes.
Never mind. Yes. Never mind. Everything's normal on Rondo. Forget if I was going to say anything.
Yeah, don't try and say this is going to move away from Test Track and Neox Factory, the two best positions in the game, purely because they're always in the circle. But yeah, I think maybe I was a bit ambitious thinking that Twisted Minds and Na'Vi would let Everlong have this. Yeah,
but the funny thing
is typical for both these teams as well. So yeah,
well, for Rondo especially, right? It is. Twisted Minds and Na'Vi have an insane win ratio on Rondo, and it's in part because of Test Track and Neo Factory. Like, there's no way this will ever be given up by these teams. Internationally, of course, we see, as teams like 17 have been able to kind of rival that, and even departed from it sometimes. 4AM had to depart from it in PGSs as well. It's just too strong, and people just they will never give it up here on this map. As long as the circles will stay the way they are, especially, like...
There's just no reason. Again, it's like, friends, Pachinki is nice to have, but I do think it's like lost its luster over the years on Erangel in terms of being a position to go everywhere you want to. I think that Erangel has become so much easier to navigate that, it's just not. It's not as lucrative a position. But yeah, like you say, Neox Factory, Test Track on Rondo is just an insane start. Not only in terms of just looting potential, but just getting out there onto the road straight away. A lot of vehicles in terms of the spawns as well. It's easy peasy. It's easy peasy.
Yeah, so much so that you see, these teams actually dropping a little bit further from that location just to get the vehicles on board, just a little farther out. And sometimes you do see casualties here and there because of that, but right now, not the case. And I mean, Twisted Minds knows that Na'Vi's here. Na'Vi knows Twisted Minds is here. Neither team really actually is going to take huge pot shots at one another. They'll just wait on out, get their loot done, and then be moving on most of the time, unless somebody gets a bit feisty.
Look at the leaderboard, right? I think the only surprise for me right now is SAUL. SAUL and No Slap. I think those are the two surprises. I think everyone in that top 8, I would expect them to be up there. Maybe not in the order they're in right now. With No Slack at the top. But yeah, I do think SAUL is the sort of surpriser. But they have had some tough circles today. And they are playing from the outside edge a lot of the time. But yeah, this is one of I was going to say, this is one of the first times they've actually been in the circle early enough. So I do think this is the game to get something done.
Yeah, now what's funny is actually some of their success from Rondo has been off the back of having to kind of chase circles, right? Playing kind of edge plays. But the problem is that a lot of those games that have actually yielded success for this roster when it comes to playing edge play and kind of chasing in on circles have been like far west circles or far east circles, not necessarily middle Rondo circles. So yeah, we will see. We will see what they're able to get done. I'm a little bit surprised-ish, right? Because sometimes there's been, when they were a BB team, when they were question mark, there's been stinker days, but then they come back with like a 70-point day next day, and you're just like, oh yeah, okay, they're back.
It's fine.
Yeah, no problem at all. They do that sometimes.
I mean, a lot of teams do have that in them. right? It seems to be like a pathogen that spreads from team to team, where they have these horrible days. And then again, because this is a marathon, remember, this is just 5 games today, but there is 10 more still upcoming. So it's not the end of it. And there's still time. And again, SAUL, they might have that last game finale, right? The grand finale that they showed us over last weekend during the qualifiers.
I will say, just to kind of round things out for this SAUL, the one thing that I'm a little bit surprised by right now is the fact that I think they're all in one building, just looking around, which is not like the norm when you're looking to claim like central spots on Rondo or any map for that matter, right? You kind of would like to go for a 2-2, sometimes even 1-1-2s, sometimes if you're feeling really spicy, 1-1-1-1, and seeing if you can actually get something done from there. So for them all to be in exactly the same location right now is a little surprising to me. Well, I guess we're waiting for a circle for them.
Yeah, pretty much, as is the case a lot of times on first circle on Rondo. Plenty of space to work with on this map, just a ginormous map in general to traverse through, just in terms of land mass that is available on this one. But again, I am sort of glad we don't have a southeast circle on this one. I think we've seen so much in PEC so far. You know, southwest Jadena City, a horrible amount of the river in play.
Yeah, included has been Jadena and then shifted away from, right? Like, it's very rare we ever get it. And it's I think Mark said he's had one. I've never actually been able to cover one in Jadena City, but it's definitely uncommon, as Virtus Pro now has been able to make their move up from that south side here just a little bit. They find themselves in Dansheng, and we'll be moving a little further up. But for them, this is basic. They think it's basically kind of just a checkpoint location at the moment, right? Eventually, we feel like we're probably going to have to move. Probably what is normal is just south of Test Track or west of Test Track. See how they're going to actually posture.
Well, honestly, I mean, Dansheng's like a winning position as well. If the circle does move down towards the south, I wonder if they leave a backstop here potentially, whilst they scout further over towards that north side. There's no reason not to poke your nose in on the north over towards Bushido Wildcats. Get a little bit of information early, but yeah, they do leave Corexi behind just in case we do get that southern shift on the circle. There's a very, very strong position to play in. That is wishful thinking, though. You can't really knock wishful thinking.
Not at all. Mr. Kovalevic here for No Slack, doing a lot of the talking. Not too much surprise there at all. One of the masterminds behind some very strong performances from teams in the past. If you're unfamiliar with Kovalevic, he's been able to do some great work for the likes of the X-Phase guys, X-Therathon 5 guys over in the Southeast Asias. So the man's a worldwide master of PUBG.
He's done it all.
He's done it all. Yeah.
I mean, for No Slack, under great leadership with some very gifted players. I think it's a bit of it's a lovely recipe, honestly, for success. And again, I think one of the biggest things that these guys have in terms of advantage is that they just have no qualms with anyone in the lobby. I think it's a very, very hard thing to do where you come into a lobby like this and you don't play nervously. I think if you're one of the cup teams, it's very hard not to play nervously into this one. As much as you might psych yourself up going into it, being like, we just got to play our game. Every team here is a no-name team. Like, typically, that's how you'd have to play, right? You have to play as if no one has none of this previous success. You're just playing into strong teams. That's it. I think for No Slack to come into this one, and they've just been taking names all over the sport, and honestly, at some point, it's quite disrespectful, I would say. Not to players, but in terms of like in game, where there's some of the peaks they take, some of the plays they make. It's astonishing. It really is.
Yes, it is. I'm glad that we actually checked on an S8UL's compound there to see how they were kind of fortifying things, because one thing that does lend itself okay to being all in one spot like this is technically, if somebody gets knocked, at least you're not having to reinforce and you can get things going. But circle shift, and it is extremely hard north, and now that is going to force all of those teams down in the south to get a hoof in fast. That is a brutal shift for those teams down in the south side here. The great migration is going to begin. But the funny thing is that even the teams that are already in the circle are like, okay, let's go and try and take that position on that high ground as close as possible. It negates if anybody lands on top of that as well. Virtus Pro's doing some damage here to Bushido Wildcats down in the south. So Virtus Pro's actually not moving as quickly as some of the other teams, but actually everybody's in the cars now. I've just seen it. It's only Lucarux that's just waiting around. He's probably just waiting for the pickup and then just get going. Oh, he's got his car too.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you could pick up some players as they're getting to vehicles, you know, pop a tire or two, as they're escaping, as they're leaving, like that's high value. That is very, very high value, especially as you're passing by teams. And I think they spied this out beforehand, it seems, Kalaris, where they spotted to Bushido Wildcats. They've had someone wrap high ground. This is a tough leave now for Bushido.
Yeah, I will say, I think that technically speaking, this is actually doing the lobby a huge favor. Why? Because Bushido was wanting to go for an emergency pickup, and you could assume that they were wanting to emergency pickup straight onto the pillar. And if that had happened, you having a team up there is a huge, huge problem. But them not being able to use that at all, I mean, that's yeah, you've got some kill points there, brilliant, but that's done the lobby a favor for sure.
They would also left VP in the dust, right? A lot of times, if VP can get ahead of Bushido Wildcats, leave them to fend off behind them, that delays other squads. That's going to delay Team Nemesis. Benefits them as well in the long run. But yeah, I think you're right that the big structure to pay attention to is this height over towards the northeast side. There's a lot of cheeky areas to play in there. PGG, though, they're losing Zabilla. Our senpai from Boars will find that one. I, too, am also just as upset that does mean wolf in another language, because I am a basic man who speaks one language only.
Yeah, we
should be ashamed of myself.
Correct. We're just simple northern boys. That's all we are.
We're just normal northern lads. That's
I
it.
Know. Most people where we're from haven't moved from like 5 kilometers, 5 miles around where they live. They still all live there. So, you know,
I'm from a small village. That's it.
True. So anyway, stop this.
Just doxing myself live on stream. Classic.
One of the things that was interesting about all of those teams moving north was that S8UL was actually trying to also do that, but realized that there was just too many teams moving up north. So they moved back south to the south side of Test Track here to try and make something work. That does not necessarily aid you later on. Is he? No, there's no way.
Yeah,
is he going to parachute? He's parachuting! He's parachuting! I love it, but I think he's missing the high ground. No!
Oh, he's pulled a me. Wait, he swung it back
in. He's got a bit.
It looked kind of bad. It looks less bad now. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been really high on up, but this actually gives you quite a lot of cover, this location. Mm-hmm. There is a world where if people move in right below you, you kind of are in nade range. But if the rest of his team is able to kind of hold it down at the bottom, then, you know, jobs are good. And
you have to have a very strong arm on you to get a nade up there, no?
You can pop it. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get up on that little ledge.
Oh, fair play.
But anyway.
I trust in you. The circle does move away from it, so it was all for naught. VP have found an e-pickup and are going to be dropping out alongside Neox around Na'Vi, actually.
Wait a minute.
This is a bit of a bold approach.
The circle's gone Test Track and Neox factory. Yeah. Okay, all hands on stations, quick. How are teams going to actually react to this? Because there's so many teams currently outside in Test Track and Neox factory. They're going to be scrambling for not many spots. There really is a lot of open terrain north of this location. Oh my god, if we go into Test Track and Neox factory in a circle, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, it'll be a great circle. I love the rooftop engagements are some of the best you'll have. It's great to see, you know, the resident Neox factory team Everlong right here, just on the northern side. Yeah. They've found a great spot for themselves, and they'll be playing that one out.
They ended up there anyway. After all that bluster about central drop locations, that is kind of funny that they're there of all locations. I like that a lot. Now, what Noslack was doing was interesting. They sent Scav as one, and he's up in the air at the moment, and Mike just lays it down. There's going to be so many people shooting at him. He's opened his parachute very early as well, but the rest of Noslack actually moved in south side against it, so Scav's gone.
No, that's good, though. That means there's so many of the teams from that from Neox factory are looking towards him. It's a little bit too little too late. I mean, Na'Vi did have a peek in over towards Scav, were taking shots. But
I thought it was a distraction.
I thought it was a distraction. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Kovalevi did get some good info, but it was for naught in the end. But it was cool.
Yeah, I'm dubious about the distraction. The one thing that they can do from it, though, Blank, is that they could actually backfill where S8UL was, because S8UL all went all the way through to the middle, into the middle of Test Track, as well as Neox. So that means there is technically some locations open. I just don't know whether or not they've read that those buildings in the middle of Test Track are open.
I mean, I have to frame it like it was a play for
I like it.
Because,
I like it.
Because otherwise, what he's done there is he sacrificed himself for no
Well,
reason.
he went up, and I assume he went up before this circle popped, just to be like the info, as well as maybe actually like be able to take a spot. But when you get this as a circle, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. This is a rough one. This is gonna be a rough one.
Exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a case of, do we really need to scout Neox? I'm pretty sure there's gonna be players in there.
North's about to go crazy.
Be ready for classes on us as well.
We can listen to the team comms on Virtus Pro, see what they currently think, considering they're coming in on the north side of Neox. Let's listen.
2 nades, 1 blue zone. A lot of smokes. Crossing.
Dude, there is that guy. Fucking. He might
Plus 3
land in 3
PG2.
seconds, the guy.
PG3, sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna
Good
land
rest.
now.
Rest, PW rest.
Celtic
Yeah,
South.
good rest.
He's gonna land
Good
short
food
south.
for us. How do we kill Nile? Like, let's, like we are
Oh,
AFK.
it's
Let's
Test
fucking.
Neox.
Do we need to? Like when they
I
push
think
us, like how do we fucking?
I think we can hold them from us if it's still on us. Like if you can later on come to us, and then we
Cannot
take
come
It's
to
hard
us.
for us to
listening
come
to
to us
pros,
because
man.
the group guy can just kill us for free.
Comes cars on you.
It's like you're
Play
expecting
that
some
together,
kind
play
of
together. We cannot help you,
high-level
boys.
analysis. And
not
but they're
going
winging it.
Oh.
They're winging it just as much as we are. They're trying to figure out how they're going to deal with Navi, which I think is the main
Navi,
takeaway
do you
from
want to
here.
go now?
How do they
Okay.
deal with them? For them right now, with Bushido Wildcats coming in from the south side, that's something that they have to capitalize on. They need to herd Bushido Wildcats onto Navi before them, Kale.
Well, you saw it in the distance as well. I can't believe No Slack got away from that send. Boss has been able to take down the rest of Ascend here, but I can't believe No Slack has only had one casualty here, maybe so far, with Kovalevi actually going down to that nade. They managed to thread the needle through all the way here to this compound, or building, if I guess you could call it. So somehow, some way, they've made it in alongside Twisted Minds. In the north, there's going to be a lot more fighting, though, Blank.
Vehicles all asunder on the side. Ares, though, looking fantastic as per usual. Now, this guy actually, honestly, is my goat. I do love Ares.
Okay.
Fantastic player. Some killer moments throughout last weekend for this guy, keeping the team in check. Team Vitality moving across, trying to take some shots there with the 4x. A little bit of an awkward spray there for Justice. Not too many bullets left either. Mika did swing round, but a bit of a dangerous thing to be doing versus the Leviathan himself. But there is a shot from the sidelines as Justice rocks up.
Yeah, Vitality out. I just think a lot of these teams in the north are like, what do we do? Where do we go? Like, there's nowhere really to go at the moment. Unless you want to crash into Neox Factory and Test Track. This is ridiculous. Defex here going to try and hold down the roadside as well, just as trying to drive away. Get out and dodge here for the Mythov. But the rest of Nemesis is just wanting to open up a firing line. I think that the north side, for Nemesis right now, just shoot at everything. Don't even try and crash. Just see what you can get killed as quickly as possible. Get those kill points on board, because I don't think you're surviving into the late game here.
Well, the thing is, this is a circle that Team Nemesis is very comfortable with, though. They love playing in these outside zones. Yes, you're totally right, Kalaris, and I completely agree with you. It's probably not making it towards the end game, but this is what Nemesis does best, is that they capitalize off a game like this. They'll get a lot of kill points, they'll get a decently high placing, but it will still be a big positive for them in the long run. We'll see how they do play this one out, but you're right. I mean, if it's a case of we're listening in with VP and they're saying, how do we play this? You can only imagine the comms from these players out in the field.
Yeah, they got such a free entry into Neox Factory as well, and they're just like, well, I guess we'll just sit here and just chill for the moment whilst the chaos unfolds up in the north side. Another nade goes forward, posted towards that rock, as it does fall away. It doesn't do too much damage. Schengens, though, does, against Marcel. As now, Navi's found themselves in a bit of a fight with the Virtus Pro, who's got foldable shields out. They're up on the paper. They're up on everything here in this office to try and hold out anybody moving forwards against them. What are they shooting at? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'd also be pretty afraid of Hakatori.
Yeah, fair.
Just setting shots back towards him. There's a
should be
YouTube channel out there just completely dedicated to this guy's VODs. It shows you what kind of player he is. Nice shot from Lufik.
Okay, with this shift, there is a lifeline for the north side. Oh, Boars here destroying Hive on this north side. There is a lifeline actually opening up because it's shifted north slightly off Neox Factory and Test Track. The fact that, technically speaking, whichever team wins that out, and if they get another hard shift, there is a world where they actually could convert big points off the back of placement, never mind kills.
I do think for Team Nemesis Boars, a lot of teams might need to leave, like you say, in which case,
maybe
you don't get a chicken dinner, but there is a lot of kill points to have here. If this shifted down towards the south side, very unlikely any of these teams left and Team Nemesis would be scrambling for some points. But we get into that stage. Starry Skies, though, Kalaris, going in with a Hail Mary from the east.
Okay. We'll see where they actually want to go. There's not that many spots to play. You can maybe get yourself a little bit of a car fought and a dip, but the problem is that so many positions around you here are kind of elevated, so people are going to have lines of sight on you. Twisted Minds was shooting in their direction there for just a little bit of time. As look at this, Na'Vi's still just trying to delay out Virtus Pro or deal with it. Starry Skies is actually moving in north of them. They realize they can't survive in the fields for as long as they may want to, so they're going up against what is the solar panelings and everything like that alongside the Neox Factory. There's quite a bit of cover there. You can actually exist on that corner for a little while, especially if you've got vehicles available to you as well to kind of cover some of those lines of sight.
I'm still as surprised as you are about No Slack. I mean, they did lose one more player, so they're down to IXC as well as Sata. So a very similar setup to last game. We saw how far they got into that one. Shido Wildcats, they wrap back off that southwest side of Neox Factory and have settled to the east edge of SAUL.
Yeah, what's SAUL gonna do? Oi! Okay. Well, big explosions. Calm down. Not dead.
It's a good
It's
blue
all
zone.
okay.
Very good blue zone. Delay the push. Especially at this stage of the game, it's like that does hurt going into it. You know?
Oi! Okay, no, it's just a smoke. I thought maybe it was a blue coming through again. If we were going to double up the blues, then it'll be a bit more of a problem. But you would just fall back as Spiro on that kind of spot. Still a little bit there to be able to work on with.
Oh, wow, okay.
This is such a problem. This is such a problem, Circle. Look at Starry Skies moving in on the solar panels once again. Twisted Minds can see them, but they made the cross with no casualties. That's unbelievably important. Yeah, okay, Vazo is knocked now. But they should be able to get him up if we've got some smokes in the car fort.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, Everlong now need to move out. I mean, they'd been banking on this position on the eastern side, been playable for a long time, and I do think Starry Skies put themselves in a bit of a precarious situation with that 2-2 split, but they had to give themselves options, whereas Everlong is now sort of out of luck in that department, where moving out from this position, they're going to get shot at by a lot of different teams. Now, I love the setup right now from Virtus Pro. They have players locking the rest of Na'Vi down on this corridor. But they have VP and Curexy still grabbing a lot of information, and Beamy has this side angle. Pre-fire goes through, past the monitors. It's good.
No!
It's a massive molly, and Na'Vi gets burnt to pieces.
Wasn't it a gas can? Didn't he explode a gas can? I mean, it might have been the full trap. I'm not sure. But regardless of the fact they were burning, and that is a double for Nixie. What an insane play coming out from them, setting this up and causing them so much problems. As Nixie takes down Hakatori as well. He's doing the whole team.
On the top of the stairs, gets a shot in Nixie. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's clean. The steak is juicy and buttery and cooked to perfection. And Na'Vi is out. If it was a gas can, that is a hell of a play.
I was looking at the map whilst it happened, but anyway, that's crazy. What a hold from Virtus Pro here, showing why they are champions. As Fantasia Ashley able to shut down what is going on against Nemesis on the other side. SAUL though here against Bushido Wildcats, trying their very best to scramble around this corner because they're gonna have the blue pushing them here very, very soon, and Nemesis is gone in the north.
Tactics from Twisted Minds. We've been fairly quiet, honestly, Twisted Minds. They've been fairly well, though. Team Nemesis gets clapped back, but still, they come away with this game with 8 kills. Like I said, they were always going to find some kind of value out of this match. They're very used to playing these types of zones. They like these types of zones, in fact. So for them, decent stuff. That puts them in first place for now, but No Slack is still living, and they're in the top 8 now, so gaining those placement points as time does go on. SAUL lose Phil first. Now it's looking a little bit more scary as time goes on, as they're down to 1 player now. It is a 1v1 between both these players.
Yeah. Tough stuff ahead. Shotgun in hand, though. Oftentimes, I'd always kind of favor that in these kinds of moments. But he's quite unhealthy, quite low on health. A bit difficult here to really make something work. Oh, nice nade. Only 3 damage, though. They sees him. He's smoking him. He knows exactly where he is behind that.
Good flashbang.
He is.
Oh, Jesus, head round the side, and we'll take him down. Yeah, it's a good flashbang. I mean, the smoke comes through, but as soon as his position was revealed, I mean, Crossbow could just run into it, right?
Yeah, it's really tough to counter that kind of flashbang because he knows exactly where he is. If you throw it on top of him, it's so hard
Where do you
to
look?
avoid being flashed.
You got
so
the blanket
hard.
over your head. It's a problem.
Help, please.
It was a gas can, dude. It
Lovely.
was.
Oh my god, what a gamer.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're very creative about their traps, and that was fantastic stuff from Virtus.pro with the gas can. But now, Starry Skies, they don't want to be set alight on this one. Gonna send some of the smokes forwards. Virtus.pro's on the warpath here, Blank.
Absolutely. I mean, they're looking to take back that first place spot. They lost a little bit early today, but 2 massive games on day 1 is a really promising start for Virtus.pro if they can constitute it. Qrexy starting to move forward here alongside with Nixie, who has been an absolute demon for the squad. Look at the stun grenades going through. Smokes will cover them off for the time being. They do have a side swipe available to them.
Lookarook's going to be on the jump around here, trying to deal with him exactly how they moved in underneath them here. It gets a bit problematic, though, when the Nixie changing this color of his room all the time. Oh, it changed again. Oh, is he going to be in the blue zone soon? But Nixie, let's go around this corner. Yeah, the problem is that when the smokes are down and there's like foldable shields in the way, cars in the way and stuff like that, it really limits the movement. So he's going to actually bring down that foldable shield. Love that. Not enough people do that. But he has 400 ammo on that AUG. What am I watching? That is so much ammo. That means he doesn't have much utility, which is kind of a problem towards the late game. Sprays around the corner, doesn't do too much. Qrexy down here to Vazo.
Beamy, though, does find one. It's a good shot from Lucaros from the backside. This does reinstitute VP right in this engagement. Nixie moves forward, finds another. He is looking fantastic, listening to Caramel dancing in his room with the rainbow lights on full display. But he is vibing to this game. He is absolutely vibing to this game.
The problem for Everlong is he's the kind of guy that can hit those long-range sprays, so you've got to be very careful here as Everlong. I cannot believe Everlong has somehow, someway been able to get themselves up on the north side of this circle, and they are surviving. They will have to move slightly off of this high ground. Hopefully they've got a few more smokes available to them, and it looks like on the west side of this, Twisted Minds and No Slack are still alive and kicking.
I mean, for No Slack, this is fantastic. I mean, they're only getting more placement points off the back of this one. Twisted Minds, though, again, quietly do maneuver themselves into a late game off the back of this one. 4 kills, nothing to scoff at, to be honest with you. Everlong, surprisingly, are still alive, able to maneuver themselves over towards that north side. 15 points on the day, though. Honestly, it's not terrible. It is not terrible from this squad.
Not so far. I mean, they should be able to get more off this as long as they can survive on that northern side. We'll see, though, again, the circle might be a bit testy. It's very rare I actually get to play out circles like this just outside between Test Track and Neox Factory. But Lucarox takes down Verstoy to start things off. On this west side, this is going to be quite impactful. How much can No Slack deny Twisted Minds from moving on through? Because they are 4 alive here, Blank.
It's a huge delay on Everlong, right? Getting that knock there is massive. It's a good shot from Sata. Over towards Lou. Twisted Minds loses 1 player. Sata will send out another nade, but it's a great one thrown back towards him. Lou goes down. That's a 3v1, looking very unlikely for IXE to live this one. Another nade in, the pre-fire around the corner. Qrexy will find for Story.
No need to set his out on fire. Take him down with the bullets here, but Virtus.pro actually completely eviscerating Everlong. They're going for the big push as well. You can see the car actually blitzing forwards here for it. They clean them up completely, and now it is Virtus.pro versus Twisted Minds, 2 massive contenders, 2 titans able to rule Test Track and Neox Factory.
This has been an insane game for Virtus.pro. The grenades haven't even had the most impact. It's been the Molotovs and the gas cans. These guys are having a barbecue right now on Rondo. Now looking for a little bit more. The Lynx AMR in the hands of Perfectix.
Uh-oh.
We know he can hit.
Yes, we do. He's been an absolute monster with this in the past. The question is, though, is that Virtus Pro has stolen away an incredibly fortified location in the middle of a field. Like, the fact that there is so much deployable cover here, this could be massive for Virtus Pro after what a test of a game this really was. Twisted Minds, they've been sat up here for ages and just kind of waiting to have to move from the buildings, which is normally their drop spot. But Virtus Pro's on the warpath, man. This has been an excellent game.
I mean, Twisted Minds have had to hack through a lot of squads to get here. But now they're pulling out the axe to deal with Virtus Pro. And it swings down as a guillotine approach. They do find two. And VP, they're fumbling right now. Lou will find Beamy with that nade. And now Nixie has to put on a performance of his lifetime. We'll find one off the back of it into a 3v2.
I think Twisted Minds just didn't have to expend any of their utility in a lot of the fights that they'd taken prior, just to maybe one or two nades to be able to dislodge no slack, but they've been able to come out from their normal drop spot with massive amounts of gear to make this work. Nixie down as well. It's all on Lucarux to try and do something here. He was trying to get the revive off on Curexi here to make something happen, but I don't know. The angles are just too held. There's a Lynx AMR in hand. He's going to be peeking around these bushes here. He doesn't even have hard cover. They know that the Blue's going to be pushing them here. Virtus Pro should have nothing left, but they do take down Lou.
It's a good stun grenade sent through there to buy them some time. The smoke just blooms at the opportune moment. Bullets are sending through the smoke, and he has to throw something back. Example will find Curexi. Lucarux will fight back over towards Perfectix. We're into a 1v2 now. Stuns over the top. The Blue starts to tickle them from behind. There's a chance here for Lucarux. Goes for the double spray, and Virtus Pro will win out of nowhere.